Hello, happy Friday to you. This is a summary clip bringing two things to you that are coming this weekend. I will do individual posts for them because they just are that important, but I really just want to bring a little bit of preparation in for you. We are in Aries season now. Aries is number one. It's the first sign. It is explosive. It's a fire sign. It's creative. It's reactive. It's immediate. It is survivalistic. Is that a word? It's very sensitive and very honest. And sometimes we can find our Aries companions to be a little bit harsh or blunt, or most of the time, I promise you, we don't mean to be that way. We just really don't have time for bullshit. Really, we don't. If there's an issue within a group of friends or an office, Aries, more often than not, will be the one to say it. Everybody else is thinking it. Everybody else is talking about it behind the scenes, but the Aries will be the one to just bring it to the table because that's the honest thing to do, and we can sort it out now and we can move on, because more than anything, Aries just wants to move on. It wants to go to the next and the next and the next. That's what creativity is. This is why people who are Aries heavy very often can't finish things because they want to start the next thing. So for Aries people, always very wonderful to be able to delegate. If you have a team, if you are in charge, beautiful spot for you to be because of the beautiful ideas more than likely that you have. Always, and I'll say again, this is a singular explanation of Aries. If you are somebody who isn't Aries but you're in the 12th house sun, you're not going to have all that extreme fire and extreme things, okay? That we discuss when you and I do a life map together. This is really just generalizations and bringing to you actively how this energy works. Okay. So, with that said, please take responsibility for yourself for the next month and forever, but really in this next month or two, take responsibility for your actions, for your reactions, for your intentions, for your sanity, really. When we have a lot of Aries energy, it's fast. I've just given you all those things that happen. And like I said, I'm going to do a segment for each, Neptune and the new moon eclipse. What I just want to mention, though, is Neptune is just coming out of Pisces. And that was since 2011. So feel free to go all the way back there. And if you look globally, because that's a Neptune effect, is global. It's not just within yourself. And you yourself might not really feel it, depending on how your Neptune plays in your life map and all that wonderful stuff. But Neptune in Pisces was really a time that brought a lot of spiritual, not freedom and not comfort. What I actually want to say is, like, we can speak about it. Whereas before, things like being an astrologer or being a tarot reader or whatever you want to bring in from that, a numerologist, a Reiki therapist, people were a little bit weird about that, right? You weren't necessarily saying immediately what it is you do, which is awful. Now, when Neptune moved into Pisces, we became quite okay with that. People naturally, because of this placement, because also these two go together, Neptune rules Pisces, you can't help but have a spiritual injection. So you might have found people who are really not my way inclined suddenly would say something like, I prayed last night for the first time in years, or I read this thing about meditation and I'm really interested, or hey, what is it that you do? Can I find out more? We have become very accustomed, and I'm so thankful for it. We do still have a far way to go, but thank you, that we are in a much better position to speak to each other about spirituality, about God, about our thoughts on it, about how we incorporate that into our life. If you look, there's a lot more retreats happening these days. There are really, so many people these days are doing full and new moon rituals. myself, I'm really coming out a lot more confidently to talk about these types of things and to bring them. And that's not the only thing Neptune in Pisces did, but it's a very important thing that Neptune in Pisces did. Now, Pisces is the 12th sign. Now we're moving back to the first sign when Neptune is moving back into Aries. Now, it's going to be slightly different. And the last time this happened was we had the, what is it, American Civil War? Please apologies if that's not correct. I think it was called that, right? I will do a segment on Neptune, so please bear with me. The point is just war. There was war. That's a fucking war. But the reason was noble, because people were saying, we don't actually agree with what you're saying, and we don't actually want to be governed like this. And so therefore, because it's not fair, it's not valid, it's not just, it's not just a matter of, oh, I don't want to do it because you're telling me to. There were really real reasons why this happened, right? That's what's coming now. And I don't want war, and please don't cause a war. That's why I'm saying take responsibility, and we'll get back to that. But Neptune in Aries is going to bring a lot more confidence. A lot more confidence. You can take it even in the spiritual thing. Look at me. I almost said my Neptune channel. My YouTube channel. I'm on it. I'm in it. Whew, that's big. But it's not so big anymore. And so you can take that and look at in the whole world like that. If you look even there, I mean, there's amazing things that have happened. People, you've seen it, eclipse, there's so many couples doing these types of things. Couples that are recording themselves, they're either doing funny nonsense or they are doing building projects. It's just the softness. There's a little bit of a softness that's come into play. There's also all sorts of absolute rubbish out there. And that's where our responsibility comes in. So I can feel that I am very irritable. I do also have an infection. I am running a temperature. Hello, Aries. However, if I go around here moaning and groaning because I'm not feeling well, and everybody else is also not necessarily feeling well because, for fuck's sake, there's so many shifts and we just are feeling it, and we're all a little bit aggressive and we're all so tired. I'm not allowed to do that. Yes, I'm allowed to say I'm uncomfortable, I'm going to rest, but that's it. Not biting someone's head off or, engaging when my head gets bitten off. Or we really, 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 please, 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 really take what I'm saying into consideration. If you are now finding yourself in a relationship that is not working, especially if there's aggression, abuse, toxicity. I mean, generally that's why relationships don't work. Get out now. If you can. If you can't make active, test the waters actively. Talk to friends if you need help. If you have to do it privately, do that. If it's a situation, and obviously this is very extreme now, but but Aries is extreme. So if it's a situation where you literally feel like if you say to this person, I need to leave you, there'll be this massive explosion and you feel like you need to run away, don't necessarily do that. But pay attention to that, because these things will just escalate if we are not giving them the love and support and attention that they need, including our bodies during this time while we're carrying all this. It is going to become too much and we are going to crack. And we don't want to shoot each other, right? No. So, you are responsible for your energy. Even if you are in a crap relationship, you are responsible for the day you are having. And you are responsible for getting out of this relationship, or actively making sure that you can change it, or go and see a therapist, or whatever needs to happen. If you are somebody, I can use myself again as an example, who really feels a calling in life and really has a passion for something, but hasn't necessarily had the confidence, or comes from a traumatic experience where really there's a lot to unpack before you can feel comfortable just doing what it is you're actually meant to be doing. Please start that. Please. 2011 up until 20 now, the Pisces being in, Neptune being in Pisces, would also have been a time when, sorry, if I'm looking up now, there was a spider just came down from my ceiling and now I don't know where it is anymore, and it was quite big. completely. A lot of people had a spiritual awakening. That was actually the big key thing I wanted to say about it, is that people really started having these spiritual awakenings, including men. Yay, hallelujah. Now we're having, we sort of started to incorporate that. Now we're having another kind of awakening where we're going, you know what, I can't waste time like this anymore. I only have this life. As Nadine, I only have this life. I don't want to end up in 10 years' time going, good gracious, what a lot of time I wasted because I was so concerned about this person and their feelings, was so worried about what would happen if I did this, was so scared of more than likely a few irrational things that you don't really need to have that fear about. So you are responsible for you. And this weekend, take time to just love the crap out of yourself. And then take responsibility for the little aggression that you might experience, or the lot of aggression that you may already be feeling, and it's just escalating and escalating and escalating. Excuse me, I'm not necessarily going to give you any, do what you want. What are you into? Do you ritual? Do you like dancing? Do you go to the gym? Do you meditate? Do you pray? Whatever it is that you do that brings you just that comfort, that calmness, that clarity, that reconnection, go there. Aries is a highly, highly creative. Get your paint easel out if you haven't had it out in 10 years. Get your book out. Start writing. Or read a bloody good book. Write a movie script. Whatever it is, do it. Do it. And don't fall for the aggression that's around us. Because if you do, yes, you can go back later today and say, oh, I'm sorry, but it just escalates and escalates and escalates. And the neighbors are irritable, and the people at the shops, and and now the teller at the shop is really not treating me well, so I can moan a little bit about it. Hey, totally in your right, but that teller is feeling just as tired as you. I feel like a broken record because I've said this many, many times, but it's just that important. It's just that important to just be able to give that humanity to somebody else. We don't need to go around using big words, everything is like the moon is here, and then we don't. We can just be human with each other. We really can. So I'm sending lots of love your way. I'm sending lots of peace your way. And I'm sending you a true, from my heart, hope that you take the time to really get to know yourself. Our rhythms are changing so quickly and so deeply. Don't get left behind. Don't let either a 4-month journey getting to know yourself or a 21-day journey or whatever it is that you do with me or whoever else you're going to do, don't let it just end there. Take it so seriously because you are setting yourself up for the rest of your life. Set yourself up now during this chaotic time so that when it's over, you're stronger than ever because you're strong now already. Do not underestimate the effect that stress has on your body. Please, please, please do not. If you would like to chat with me a bit more about mind, body, soul effect on each other and how we can support all of those areas, please feel free. I am working in all of those areas. I work in nutrition and health and supplements, and I work in astrology and people and personalities, and I work in mental health, and I work in movement, and I really, really am skilled in that because I took the time to realize that those were things that first of all, is my calling, but those are all the places I found healing, acceptance, understanding, inspiration, motivation. You are way more important than you think. You have forgotten how important you are, and you're going to remember very soon. So I look forward to that for you. You are welcome to contact me via my YouTube channel. You can email me at nadine@soulstone.co.za. That's SOULSTONE. You can phone me. Don't phone me, WhatsApp me. Or reach out to a friend, or reach out to your minister, whoever it is. But do. If you need to reach out, reach out. Things are, of course, going to get easier again, but if you are not looking after yourself now, then they're not. and your body's going to get sick, and we don't have time for that. All right. Love you. See you again for the new moon and then also for the Neptune talk. All right. Have a great day.